It's your host, Faith Mariah. Are you ready for my bundle overshare? I pulled a bunch of data for you guys. You want to see it? I'm excited. I got lots of fun, dramatic behind the scenes stories to tell you guys. I mean, it wouldn't be a Faith Mariah event without a bunch of tech trouble. So I'll tell you guys all about it. I don't have the data. I'll show you the outcome of what we had. Let me make sure sound's working. If y'all are here, could you just let me know in the chat that everything's good? You know, I don't want to be sitting here and talking to myself like a fool. How are you guys? How are we feeling about Q1 almost being over? We're going to do some resetting in the mastermind. I need a reset. I feel like this quarter has been stressful. And not in like a fun way either. All right, let me see. I'm just going to check my sound. Sometimes there's a lag on the chat and I can't see if you guys are saying. I just want to make sure this is actually working. Let me see. Can I unmute you? Unmute site. All right, let me see. Okay, good. We have sound. I'm excited. Sometimes there's a lag on the chat and I can't. Okay, let me mute that again. All right. So I'm your host, Faith Mariah. I want to walk you guys through our last bundle. We have done a lot of bundles. I think we've done 7 B2B. We usually do like 2 a year. We used to do 3 a year. I think we scaled it back to 2 a year. I like to kind of do 2 because then that gives us room. If we want to do something else in the year, we can. So if we want to do a big community get it done week or a big lunch, or we did an in-person retreat one year. If we want to do something like that and I have the calendar all booked, right, with events, then Kelsey can't help me. So let me know if you guys are new. If you guys are new around here, the way my business is kind of set up is there's me. I do marketing and sales. I do coaching in the mastermind. I also sometimes have one-on-one clients, sometimes have small groups. I do coaching, right? So I do coaching, selling, lead gen. That's kind of my job. I'm the face, the beautiful face, the talent. And then below me, or next to me really, is my kind of right hand, Rebecca Lara, who has been with me forever and ever, amen, for the last 7 years now. And she is my business manager. So she runs the back end of the business. She kind of keeps an eye on the SOPs. She helps me keep an eye on different revenue things. And she just kind of keeps everything organized, right? So there's a lot of scheduling stuff that has to happen in my offer. The Becoming Boss Mastermind, if you've been in there, you know, has a lot of live calls, which I really like because I just think it's nice to be able to talk to other business owners, talk to guest experts, talk to the co-coaches, talk to me. I think it's nice for us to all be able to talk together. I understand why a lot of programs don't have those calls. There is a lot of scheduling, wrangling, Zoom link creation, calendar. She kind of keeps an eye and makes sure everything is running, everything's doing what it needs to do. And then next to her is Kelsey. So a lot of you guys know Kelsey. Kelsey runs my events. She is my event manager pretty much at this point, and she also does the inbox. So she does customer service and she runs my events. I depend on her a lot. I couldn't do this many events and do everything I'm doing without both of them for sure. We definitely would not be doing this many events without Kelsey. So we do a B2C every quarter. So 4 B2C, 2 B2B, plus any additional bullshit that my brain comes up with that I'm like, we have to do this thing, right? Whatever comes out of Faith's brain. But that's what's on the calendar for this year. You guys can go to faithmariahevents.com if you want to see our upcoming events. We're almost always recruiting. So we're almost always have something open that you can apply to, especially if you're B2C. So that's a little bit about it. Kelsey does a lot for my events. She does the pitching. She keeps track of who submitted stuff, who hasn't. She sends out contracts. She deals with the inbox from everybody. She does a lot of the admin stuff. I'm going to show you guys the data in a minute. My goal with these bundle events is a couple things. First of all, I want to break even. So I want to pay for Kelsey to organize the event. Okay. So I want the event to pay for that. I don't want the business to have to pay extra for that. I want the event to pay for all of the admin support, all of the affiliates. I want to break even. That's always our goal with these events. And then the main reason we do them is because I need new leads, right? I think we need a lot more leads this year than we needed last year to make the same amount of money. That's something we've been talking about in the mastermind a lot. I don't think that means it's not working. I don't think it means the industry is falling apart. I don't think any of that. There's still going to be lots of people making lots of money online, right? And I'm going to learn whatever I need to do to be one of them. And I hope you guys decide to do that if this is something you really want to do. I do think there's still a lot of opportunity, and I think there's a lot of new opportunity coming for all of us. I do think the space will look very different, but that doesn't mean that there's not somewhere great for you and there's not somewhere profitable that we can figure out, right? So we need more leads. So the bundles used to be enough leads for me. We would run the events. I would speak at some events. We would be in some other events. And that was my lead gen for many a year, like 5 years. And we pretty much did around between 200 and 230 in revenue, 200,000, 230,000 in revenue every year, doing that as the lead gen. And it's become a lot less effective. So I think a couple things have happened. Like, I think we were quick to market, meaning we were one of the first people really to do these events and do them as big as we're doing them. And they were really novel when we started doing them. People really liked it. People were really excited. This is still like peak of courses being expensive, okay? Who was around when like courses, they used to be expensive? Like we were all paying for them. You really had to pay people to tell you what to do. Like it wasn't as easy as it is now to figure out how to do all this stuff, right? I still think it's helpful to take courses and have people show you what to do because it's just easier, but you can figure it out. Like there's ChatGPT, there's a billion articles, there's a billion things on podcasts, there's a billion things on YouTube. If anything, there's like too much information, right? And so when people were still buying all the courses and we were like, hey, we're going to give all this stuff away for free for 4 days, people were really into it. People were really excited about it. I have seen the enthusiasm diminish, you guys tell me, because everyone started doing them because they were really effective, right? Like when we started doing it in the very beginning, we got 8,000 leads the first event we did. That's insane, right? We don't get that now. I'll show you guys what we got. I think I have that on here. But, it has changed a lot. It doesn't mean that it's not worth doing, and I'll show you guys why I think it's still worth doing. I think the other thing is that it targets kind of more beginner business people. I don't know people that are making 6 figures or more that are probably going to go through there. I do because I'm nosy and I want to see what everybody's up to. I want to see what's working. I just like to keep my ear to the ground. I like to know what's going on in the market. So I will opt into people's bundles and go through people's stuff because I'm curious. Like I'm just like always trying to see who's doing good work, what are people doing for their marketing. Not necessarily so I can do it, but if a client comes to me and I need to be able to advise them what to do. So I'm always kind of like creeping around the internet streets, okay? But not everybody is like that. Most people that make over 6 figures, especially if you're not a business coach, right? Like my main purpose is as a business coach to kind of keep my brain rolling and innovating and thinking of ideas. And that way, if I'm helping a client plan a launch or plan something for a bundle, I might think of something I've seen that gives me ideas. A lot of you guys have seen me brainstorm with clients on like that, right? If I'm not looking at stuff, I don't know. I don't think there's as much usefulness in my brain. And so I don't think that there's as much of a reason for B2B if you're not a business coach for you to be in the bundles, right? So I think there's a lot more beginner people. It's maybe not our exact ideal target market. We do have beginner people come in the mastermind, but y'all that have been around here know me. I'm not a handholdy coach. I'm not going to spoon feed you, right? Like the information is there. I will help you. I will help you figure out how to think through it. I feel like we're very supportive, like in our community. Like, I don't want you guys to think that means it's just every man for himself. Like, I think my clients get a lot of attention from me and the team in the mastermind. but we expect you to kind of problem solve on your own, right? We expect you to think on your own. We are not going to go through step by step like how to set up your website. The reason I don't do that is because you've got to be able to problem solve as an entrepreneur. And so the line that I've always struggled to walk is like, how many resources do we give the community? How much do we help them? And how much do I coach them to figure out on their own? Because I don't want to create people that are codependent on me, or every time they have to problem solve, they have to go hire somebody to help them. Like, my ideal is like that we teach people to be able to problem solve and innovate on their own. So I think, while our program can serve beginners, I don't know that that's really the exact target market. A lot of beginners are like not ready to hire coaches yet. They kind of want to keep doing things on their own. Not everybody. We have beginners in there, right? And I think they do just as well in the community as anybody else. I think it works in there. I just don't know that they're ready to make the time and money investment that our kind of program runs on. Let me know what you guys think. But I think the bundles have shifted more towards beginners, at least in B2B. I think B2C, the world's is your oyster. I mean, we put very little effort into our B2C events, and I feel like people really like them and really appreciate them, and they're profitable for us. And I really think if you have a niche, if I were going to be a relationship coach or something like that, I would want to be known for virtual events. I would have summits and virtual retreats and bundles, and like really putting my name forward into the industry. B2C, y'all should be hosting events for sure. This is still profitable B2B. I'm going to show you guys the numbers. So that's kind of overview of me and my team and kind of how everything goes. I don't want you guys to think like I did this event by myself. I did not. I did a lot more on this one than the other one. So here, this ties into the story I'm going to tell you guys later. I feel like some of you probably could guess what happened. We moved platforms in December. So we had been on Kajabi for 6 years, maybe even more than that. We had all of our systems in there. So if we ran an event, Kelsey had it down to a friggin' science, man. Like, if she's like duplicating pages, we have the checkouts, we have the automations, everything is ready to roll pretty much. We're on a new platform. This is I believe the first event. Yeah, this is the first event we've done on this new platform, which means we had to build everything from scratch. All the pages, all the forms, all the automations. And not only do we have to build it from scratch, we don't know how to work this platform very well. So, like, we're learning how to use it, okay? So, I was working a lot more on this event than I typically do. And Kelsey's hours were actually a little lower because I was doing so much, right? And I feel like it's an investment. I think when we run it again in the fall and we run it again next year, I won't have to do as much. There's still some stuff I want to troubleshoot that I don't think is hammered out. I think these results could have been a lot better. I think they're okay. I'll tell you guys why. Oh yeah, okay, good. Chat's working. We're very supported in the mastermind. I appreciate you, Tyra. Tyra, it's been so good seeing you around so much lately. Faith doesn't teach you how to do business. She teaches you how business works and then helps you figure out how you want to do that. It's a million times better. Oh, you guys are being really nice to me. You make me cry. I'm real emotional today, so y'all don't be too nice to me. I don't want to cry. There's already enough videos of me crying on the internet. You know what I mean? Let me show you guys these stats. Y'all want to see some nerdy stuff? I know y'all want to see. You're like, show us I'm going to show you. Okay, so let me figure out how to do this. Wata. Okay. I just dropped our Airtable database and it spit out all of this stuff. I'll walk you through it, but a lot of this is like, I don't know. I feel like it looks really fancy, but it's not like anything crazy. If you're in the mastermind, y'all got to go in the group and watch the video I posted about Quad today. Tyra, I know you were talking about redoing your website. I redid ours last night in a can't sleep frenzy. But man, the new Quad updates and what they can do for websites is crazy. And actually, of course, I'm going to show you guys the mastermind, and I already have ideas of things I want to add to the bundle course regarding this Claude update. But I did add on my schedule to do a live stream that'll be free, and we'll just go on live and I'll like walk you guys through how I'm using it. I think it's towards the end of the month. If you guys go to faithmariah.com, you can see our new website, and on our new website, I put a live stream calendar so you guys can see when we're going to be live. We're getting organized over here. Okay, so here we go. These are B2B event stats only. So when we say like 7 events, 21,000 income, this is profit after we paid the team out, after we did everything. And again, just so you understand like kind of how I think through this stuff, our goal really is not what I'm really after is not the revenue from these events. Like I said, my goal is to get the leads and break even. Why would that be? Well, I have $1,000 program, right? So I need to make 200 sales of that $1,000 program ish, right? To be in the range of where we want to be. And I need to find 200 buyers, right? And so this 21,000 is nice. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not, I'm never going to like put my nose up at any money, right? But from a business strategy standpoint, just so you guys understand, that 21,000 is not really what we're after. What we're after is the leads and selling afterwards. So this money is just money that came in direct from the event, from VIP ticket sales. And that's it. That's the only revenue that's really counted in there. It doesn't count like if we did a launch afterwards, that revenue is not in there. If we sold, I have an app I'm going to launch that I think some people that were in the event will buy. It's not counting any of that kind of stuff. This is not counting B2C. This is only B2B. I do think it's important to separate them out. I don't think they are the same. I think they are different, and we think about them different and run them different. And I want to see that data separate. So that's that. But what I'm after is really all 7 events. I don't care so much about this. I thought this was interesting. So here's our March one. Okay. This is sponsorship revenue. So we have 2 main kind of buckets of revenue from these events that we run. One is sponsor revenue. One is VIP ticket. That's pretty much where the revenue from the events comes from. So on this one, we kind of split like close, right? So we have 2,100 from sponsors. So just over $2,000. And 1,800 from VIP, which I'm going to tell you guys, there was some issues with VIP. Stay tuned. Oh my God, I have to show you guys this. I made this video. Let me see if I can figure out how to do it. I made this video for us to play every time I talk about tech trouble. I mean, obviously we need that, right? I mean, anytime we talk about tech trouble, we'll put our little tech trolls up and we'll have a little tech troll party, okay? We had some tech trouble with the VIP sales. So what happened was I was running Facebook ads. I spent $500 on Facebook ads, which is really not that much, especially considering the target, the ad set I was running was cold. So you have to spend a certain amount of money just to get the targeting right. I think we made, I have the numbers on here. I think we made like a couple $100 and I spent $500. So I lost like $300 running ads, but I think we got like, oh gosh, 600 leads from 500 leads from that. It was pretty good. And I feel like we made 200 on VIP, but if one person out of those 500 buys something, like we're going to be pretty close to breaking even on those ads. So I don't feel like it was, all for nothing or anything. My preference with ads and how I coach it and how I teach it in the mastermind, and my goal is to break even on the front. So really what I would want to do is if I spend $500 on ads, they buy $500 of VIP, and then anything else they buy is like gravy. The reason I coach it like that and like to do that with people is because it minimizes risk, right? So there's lots of different examples of people running ad funnels where they get a bunch of people in and maybe they, make some of the costs back quickly. And then a month or 2 later, they make a lot of money off of those leads, selling them some big program or something, right? The problem is if your sales don't go how you think, then you're in the hole. And I don't like business to feel like gambling. Okay. So that's how I kind of teach people to think about it when they're doing ads, is make that money back in the front end really short, like on that initial, welcome funnel, thank you page, like right at the beginning. And then if that's breaking even, your ads are going to be profitable, because certainly some of those people are going to go on to buy some of your stuff. So that's that on that. You can see, like, it's interesting though, because this was the one we did in October. So we did 3,700 of VIP. That's what I'm saying. I think our VIP flipped. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. So the tech stuff, I got distracted by my own tech troll video. The tech problem was I was running ads, and that funnel was running. They were separated at the top, meaning there's two different landing pages, there's two different thank you pages. But then I dropped them into the same email funnel on the bottom because it was a pain to set up. We were setting up a lot of stuff. We were doing checkouts in Thrivecart, pages in Go High Level, connecting everything. It was a pain in the ass. So I just, to be honest, didn't want to take the time to separate it out. I knew the data would be cleaner if we separated out, but I was like, I'll just count the sales we make, like right in the very beginning. They're going to get dropped into the same waitlist funnel. No harm done, or so I thought. What happened was our people that were going on the waitlist were they not getting the VIP email? They weren't getting any email from us. So all of those live streams I did leading up to it, you guys remember I was like going live and I was like, oh, there's gonna be all these new people. No, there's no new people there, Faith, because you weren't fucking emailing any of them. I was emailing the 500 from ads, but we had many, many more than that from the organic. And then to like really pour some salt in my wounds, we did this whole leaderboard thing, which I'll show you guys in a second. It was really cool. We did this whole leaderboard thing. We got a lot of people to promote waitlists. Like, they got very competitive. There was a competition for waitlists where we were giving people some really good incentives if they won the waitlist competition. They were getting their thing at the top of the board. They were getting their stuff emailed out. They were getting like all this stuff. And so people were competing for that prize, driving all this traffic to the waitlist, and people were opting into the waitlist. And then they did not get any email from us because they were not tagged. Because if they're not tagged with our newsletter tag in our system, we don't email you, right? So that kind of runs everything. And the newsletter tag is added when they go through the automation, right? That from the form. So I don't remember like how we missed that or why. And it looked like it was working because I could see sales coming in on the back, right? So we were like looking at stuff and kind of watching, and I was like, I kept being like, man, like sales are low. And I redid our page like 100 times, not 100 times, but I spent a few hours like redoing the page probably over the first week, being like, our sales are so low. People hate this page I made. Redoing the page. I do think the page is really good and it converted well after all that. So that's good. I'm just turning off my husband. He's texting me about volleyball. Hold on. I can't, you guys know me. There's no way I'll get through this. I can't focus with any kind of distraction. So that's kind of why this looks like that. So you can see like it hit our sales, I think, pretty hard. We'll look at the opt-ins, but I don't think the opt-ins were that different. So we made 37 here, 1,700 here. It was also a different offer, a different price point. So this offer was 97 and this offer was 49. So kind of a different price point, a different deal. I thought the 49 was like insane. I thought you guys were going to go crazy over that, but it didn't quite get the traction that I thought it would. The 97, for whatever reason, converted higher. We really need, it's really hard to compare these sales numbers because most of our sales come from the price bump. So the way our event works is if you buy the upsell is always really good. I always make it the best deal pretty much of the year. I've pretty much decided to stop doing Black Friday, and our Black Friday is basically our event VIP tickets. And they're always like the best deal you're going to get from us in the year. This one we did, it was $50. You got a $75 gift card, a month in the mastermind, and all the stuff from the contributors. So I was like, oh my gosh, like this offer is like so good. I really feel like that. I think it's a very good offer compared to what most people have in their VIP. You guys know me. I'm competitive. I want to have like the best offer. So what was I talking about? I totally lost my train of thought. It will come back to me. It will come back to me. What were you talking about, Faith? Oh, it's the price bump. So we put this offer together. It's $49 if you buy during waitlist. at the start of the event, we bump it to 59 and we take away the bonus. So they got a really good bonus too. They were getting 3 of like our most popular GPTs that people really like, that we've gotten lots of feedback on. It was like the sales page one and I think like an email one and something else. But they were getting 3 GPTs if you bought during waitlist and a discount basically. Most of our sales come from that price bump. So Saturday and Sunday, we're like, last call, price is going up, GPT's going away. That's usually when most of our sales come in. This is when I started to realize the automation was not working. The other thing that was real fucked up was because those people were opting into forms and then getting dropped into this automation. We did eventually figure it out, but it was a headache. Go High Level runs on tags. And so in Kajabi, you can say, hey, everybody that opted in for this form, send them this email or drop them that. You can't do that in Go High Level. So the people were opting in and they were not getting tagged with anything. And it was almost like they were in there somewhere, but like we couldn't find them. They like didn't exist. So it took me a while to figure out, like I thought we had fixed it and tagged them all, but then I realized they still were not getting emails. It was just like a whole thing. So since the waitlist people, all of the new people that got sent to us during waitlist were sent and then like besides that, some of them had opted in weeks ago. So then by the time we fixed it, they're like, who the fuck is this? I don't even remember opting in for this. Whereas normally they would get like the emails about the live stream, we'd be sending them podcasts, they get like all this stuff from us, and we'd be kind of counting down, leading them up to the event. But they're like, I opted in for this weeks ago. I don't know about you guys, but I don't remember stuff I opted in for 2 weeks ago if I don't hear anything from them. So then they're like, we're sending them a sales email, Saturday night. They're like, who the fuck is this? I don't know that they thought that, but that's what I think happened. So these numbers are hard to compare. That's my point. This one, we know that process works. We've done it a bajillion times. We know how to bring those sales in. I feel like we really got that part of it down, and we did not have the new leads in there for that. So this number, I mean, 1,700 for all that, I don't feel like that's that bad. And then we did pretty good with sponsors, I thought too. This is interesting too, because our sponsors in October were only $500. We could not sell these freaking sponsorships in the fall to save our lives. Kelsey and I tried everything. We could not get people to buy them. I don't know why. People just did not, could not buy them. So for this one, we gave them a pretty good deal. I want to say we had sponsorships that were like $100 and they got like some pretty good stuff. I think we sold, maybe they were 150 or something, and we sold, $2,000 worth of them or whatever. This is like our biggest one. Look at this one, February. We really crushed it. 3,100 on sponsors, 3,100 on sales. I think the expenses were higher on this. So you got to be like, this is revenue, right? So this is not profit. This is, sometimes the numbers like this can be deceiving, because you'll be like, oh, like you'll see somebody will be like, oh, February was such a good event for them. But if we had spent $5,000 on ads and we didn't tell you guys that, a lot of people don't put their expenses in, right? This is revenue. I'm going to show you guys our expenses and our P&L in a second. But you have to be really careful when people are showing their revenue, because they'll show you shit like this. And it's like, yeah, you did those sales. Like that's, you should get credit for that. That's fine. But if I'm spending $5,000 on Facebook ads, all of a sudden this starts to look a lot different, right? So you got to remember, this is top line revenue without any expenses. So again, you see here, like this is our waitlist buyers. Most of our buyers come from the waitlist. Okay. We have some that come during the event. Oh, and these are people from ads. So like I said, I think I made like $200. Yeah. $196 for buyers. Woohoo. From Facebook ads. 24 buyers on the waitlist. This is how most of our events look. Most of the buyers come from the waitlist. That's why having that waitlist tag was such a hit to us this time with the revenue. But it'd be like that, right? Right. I mean, we just got to keep it moving, learn the lessons. It is what it is. Let's see. So here's cost breakdown. Where's March? So this is the cost of what it was. So this is what I paid Kelsey. I paid Kelsey $922. She does other stuff too, but she calculates and keeps track of her hours that are for the event. So for this event, she billed me and I paid her about $1,000. Our affiliates, we paid out 180 bucks. We haven't paid them out yet. And actually, this could go up because it's still open. It closes tomorrow. So technically, if we make some sales tonight, this could go up, but not anything crazy, right? 180 bucks. We don't do affiliates unless you contribute to VIP. There's a lot of things I think about how I do my events that are controversial that people don't like. One of them is we make people submit your proof of promotion. People don't like that. I have had people be like, I'm not going to work with you because of that. That's all fair. Like, that's fine. The reason we do that is because there were people coming in that were not doing any promotion at all. And then their gift is on the page and everybody else is promoting and they're basically stealing. I feel like that's stealing. So I felt like I had to protect the community. It really pissed me off. There was a good chunk of people one year that didn't promote at all, that we really had to chase down and never promoted. And I was just like, I'm over this. Like, they have to send in promotion. And if you don't send in your promotion, we call it like the bad kid list. And it's basically like, you're not going to be in our events again if you don't promote. Unless something has happened and you're reaching out to us, we can work something out. And, I feel like reasonable people, but also if you make an agreement, you need to do everything in your power to fulfill your end of it. We bust our ass to fulfill our side of it. So that's that. And then the ads, I spent 500 bucks on ads. So this is what the expenses looked like for this one. Let's see the expenses. Yeah. And I think, for Kelsey too, like I worked a lot on this. Kelsey worked a lot on this. It's our first one in here. Probably what will happen, her time might even go up a little bit because I did a lot of stuff that she would normally be doing because I was building all this stuff out and, getting everything how I wanted. So here's the, I know y'all are always interested in this like breakdown. So this is March. This green line right here, these are old events, just so you have like some kind of reference. So this is our sales, like I said, 1,700. This is our sponsor revenue, about $2,000. This is our total revenue, almost hit 4K. Then our affiliates, we are paying out 180. Kelsey's, we're paying out 922. I don't have Rebecca or Melanie's hours, but you guys can see like over here, it's not anything crazy. Let's just round it up and say it's $100 or $200 or something. Just because this just closed on Thursday and I don't have their stuff in yet. I spent 500 bucks on ads. Our total cost with everything is 1,600 plus we'll say 100 bucks for, Rebecca or something. We made $2,300. I feel like that's pretty good, like all in all, considering everything. I would be interested to run it again and see if we could get up, to 3 or 4. But what I'll tell you guys is like my mindset with this stuff has always kind of been, it takes a lot of effort from us to really bump these numbers up. Like, granted, fixing the wait list. But once we get up around $3,000, getting up higher than that in sales really takes a lot of optimizing pages, a lot of time, like a lot of following up with sponsors, a lot of pitching. It's just a lot more energy. And it doesn't go up that much. So it's like, do I really want to bust my ass for 500 bucks off of these events? Or do I just want to take the leads, warm them up, sell them something over here? That's kind of always been like my preference. So a lot of these events, even this one, I mean, the reason that we didn't catch that is because it's not like my top priority, right? So these are kind of half-ass events. I don't know how else to say that nicely, but that's how I see it. I'm like, I could spend 40 hours and we could make an extra 500 bucks, or I could just work on getting more people in the mastermind, which is $1,000. So, you know what I mean? It's like, if I could do something or figure something out where we could get 5 new people to join the mastermind, that's $5,000. Or do I want to like really push on this for this $500? And so is that wrong or right? I don't know, but that's how I see it. And that's kind of my mindset with it. Let me show you guys. I want to show you guys the board we made, and I can't remember. It was like collab. No, let me just go. I'm gonna pull it up out of Lovable. I'm gonna show you guys the leaderboard we made, and I'm gonna be selling a version of this for you guys if you're interested in using it. I actually made you guys a better version of it than what we were using. This freaking worked. I was shocked how well this worked. So, one of the things I've always wanted to do that we've never had time to do is some kind of leaderboard situation, right? We just have never really had the infrastructure and capacity to do it. Thinking about Kelsey like looking at data and sending out those emails just felt like a pain in the ass, frankly. I was like, is it really going to make that big of a difference? They're already in the event. They should be promoting it anyway. I decided, I was like, let me suck it up. And I built this. You guys know I've been like obsessed with Lovable and like building these web apps. I was like, let me build this leaderboard web app. So we made this Collab Carnival dashboard, which is, you know, kind of cheesy, but I think it's cute. And we had 3 ways for contributors to win prizes. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. We had 3 ways for people to win prizes. So we had a top 10 leaderboard. We had raffle tickets. Every time they did certain promotion, they got points for the leaderboard. They got raffle tickets, and they also got points that unlocked milestones. So if you hit, like, let's say, I think when they hit 100 points, they got like a course, one of my workshops or something. And when they hit like 200 points, so even if you weren't on the leaderboard, you still, and you were promoting, you still got prizes. Like everybody got prizes, and I felt like the prizes were really good. So yeah, we had like the raffle. So we did a group boxer day. We did some Loom video reviews. Poor Kelsey has to give all these prizes out now, though. And each kind of promotion they did, they got points. So if they sent an email, that was 40 points. If they did a podcast swap, the swaps and stuff, I don't know. I think maybe I emphasize that too much sometimes. But as a business coach, I'm always like, what's the best opportunity for collaborators and for my clients that are in there? Networking, like going on somebody's podcast. And it's not even the ROI of being on the podcast, it's the connection, right? And we have a lot of connections. So one of the things we try to do is try to encourage these swaps. And my thought is like, this is a way I can like leverage our connections for the community, right? We had 80 people in this one. So then we had our top 10 leaderboard. There was a celebration wall in here. This, every time they sent something out, they put the reach, meaning like if you had a email list of 1,000 people, you put the reach of 1,000 people, and it totaled this number, which I thought was kind of fun. And then each person had their own portal that kept track of their own points and where they were for milestones and all that stuff. So I thought this was cool. This is like our submission. So you would just put your name, your promo type, the audience size, right? There was all these different ways of promoting. People liked that there was a lot of options. I was like, is there too many options? And maybe we would narrow it down a little bit, but people really liked like that there were ideas of things they could do to get points. And like I said, they got like really into winning that waitlist because everybody that won the waitlist promotion was getting extra promotion during the event. So everybody wanted that, and they were all trying to win that and trying to get points. And people were coming in here figuring out how to get points and promoting more. I think people promoted way more because of that, especially the waitlist competition. And I was shocked. I did not think, I thought it might motivate people like a little bit, but I also think having the leaderboard updated pretty much in real time. Kelsey and I have a dashboard on the back end where we would approve people's promotion. So you send like a screenshot or a link and we just look at it and approve it or adjust it if it's not like it doesn't meet the criteria. Once we approve it, the points get added to the leaderboard and the raffle tickets and yada, yada, yada. And then we had the resources here. So we had, you know, all the dates, your requirements. This is the stuff that's usually in our Airtable database. So if you've been in some of our events, you know, you usually get an Airtable. We kind of took all of that stuff and just put it in here. So everything was in one place. They had their graphics here. I made them a copy bot. So they could have a chatbot that wrote their emails for them if they wanted. And yeah, just all the resources for them to do. We had a page that had like all the point breakdowns and how to earn points. And so this was really cool. And it worked so well, we decided to make a version. I think I'm going to launch it next week. Your guys' version is actually like way cuter than this one. This one's kind of like, I feel like it's not ugly, but it's not like the cutest thing I've ever built. You can get notified when someone passes you. So if you're on the leaderboard and someone would pass you, they would get like an email, like an automated email. And so it was really fun. So that was probably my biggest takeaways from all of this, I think, is make sure the waitlist stuff is connected, check everything diligently. I mean, we checked everything, but you, you know, it happens when there's a lot of people, coming around. We did have somebody pull out of the event. They were not happy with the quality of stuff in there, and that always feels bad. I always want like people to feel like I really love these events and we put obviously a lot of time and like energy in them. And, it feels bad when somebody's like, I don't think like I can promote your event because I feel like she went to someone's page and it like didn't work. We check all the pages, like, but stuff happens, right? And but at the same time, it's like I can see if you're a high end coach, like this type of event, especially, just might not be a good fit for you anyway. And I think it was kind of that. And then just some bad luck where she saw some errors and stuff. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, like, our events are not perfect, and they're never perfect as much as we work on them and want them, to be. And Kelsey vets everybody and looks at everybody's stuff when they submit, and we try to get the best quality stuff that we can. She said some of the stuff in the bundle wasn't the quality she was expecting. I feel like we were asking for $27 products. I feel like that's around what was in there, but everybody's perception of that is different. But I'm just telling you guys that because this is kind of, and this is what I told Kelsey too. This is just kind of the cost of doing business, is like, you know, it's okay for her to feel like that. Like, I really do think that. I think it's okay for her to feel like that. And it's okay for me to feel like, oh, that's disappointing. Like, all of that is okay with me. It's okay for her to feel like this is not a good fit for her and a good event. And my reference point is always like, you guys know what's best for your business. So I'm sure that was what was best for her business. I do believe that, right? And it's okay for me to be disappointed that somebody didn't like something that I put out. I'm just telling you guys that to like be an example. I don't like coming on here being like everything's so perfect and fun all the time. I just feel like that's disingenuous. That's the first time something like that has happened, like when something is live like that and they're like, I don't want to be associated with your event anymore. And she was nice about it. It wasn't like any, I do think like it just wasn't a good fit for her business. And it's like, I can understand that. Like, I can understand feeling like you're sending people to all this stuff and it's overwhelming, and then you go and you check something and she couldn't get the coupon code to work. And I can understand how, if you have that experience, you wouldn't want your stuff on the page. Like, I might feel like that too. So I think it's okay for people to be disappointed. Like, even when you work really hard on something, it's okay for them not to like it. It's okay for them to have like their own experience. I really do think that. And I think like my takeaway from that is like, this is also a business. So the other thing I told Kelsey was like, because we had this discussion about like, should we have vetted things more? Should we have tested things again? Should we, but at a certain point, it's like, this is a business. We are a small business. We have limited resources. I don't have a huge team. I don't have, and like Kelsey and Rebecca have like limited time they can sell me. They have other clients. Like, they're not full-time employees. They only work for me like 10 hours a week or something. Right. And so, given the resources and what we had to do with the new site and everything, I feel like we did the best. I think that we put the right amount of energy in it. I don't think if I could go back, I don't think I would have Kelsey check it again. I think in my mind is like, if something isn't working and somebody emails us, we can just fix it and it's okay. Like, and we did test everything. She does test every page. She does test every coupon code, but it's like, should we have tested it again? Right. And she does look through products when people submit them, but she doesn't go through every single workshop. I could pay her to do that. Right. But it has to be a business decision. It has to make sense for like our priorities and what's best for me and the team. And sometimes what is best for the business isn't doing things perfect. I don't think that's what's best for my business. I don't think it's what's best for my team to spend all that time and resources like triple, quadruple checking everything again and going through, I could pay Kelsey to sit through every single course and workshop and go through every single thing. Like I'm saying, she goes in and looks at it and we try to make sure that it's quality we're happy with. Oh, I thought I was there. I thought I had that up the whole time. But I don't know that that's what's best for the business right now, like where our capacity is. I also have to consider there's a lot of stakeholders, right? So I have to consider what's best for the community. Of course, I want like the contributors to feel like they're in something good and professional. But I also have to consider like my capacity to manage all of that, the team's capacity, how many hours they can sell me, the cost of it, like is it worth the money, right? And so that was kind of my assessment of it. You guys let me know what you think or what you would have done. But that was kind of like what, um, what I came to. I think, yeah, like I just told Kelsey, I was like, it's okay that she feels like that. Like it's totally fine. Like it really is. And it's okay for like you to be disappointed she feels like that. But that doesn't mean we have to go running and like change everything we're doing. It doesn't mean we need to go check everything 100 times. We need to really think about what are our priorities, what are our goals, what are our resources, who are the stakeholders, and make like an informed, like I'm always saying, like a strategic business decision. I think my first instinct and probably Kelsey's first instinct too is somebody says something like it's like, oh my God, let's like just do everything we can to like, fix everything and add 100 more SOPs and like just like never have this happen again. I don't think that would have been the best decision for the business. And so even with that feedback, I don't know that we're going to change that much going forward. Like we're definitely going to look at the processes. I do take feedback. I do take that serious. Like I do take people's feedback serious. I do think there's things we can do better. Every time we're always trying to debrief and do better. But yeah, I don't think that we would have changed it. So you guys let me know what you would have done. That's kind of what I came to, and what I'm kind of thinking. But let me see what you guys are saying. That video is hilarious. You like my tech troll video? I made that in VO. So in Gemini, there's like a video maker that will make like little clip videos if you guys ever need little videos for anything. And I just put it in there, make a funny tech video. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Megan, you're so sweet. I showed up in the mastermind 10 days after starting my business. I told Faith, I have to make my money back in this quarter or I have to leave. And then I stayed for 6 years because it worked. I remember when you said that. But what I'll say about Megan is like you busted your ass though. Like I told you, I was like, well, these are the things like you could do, and you went and did that and like so much more, and you always worked, really, really hard. Um, yeah, I do think all of you guys are brilliant for sure. I saw Monica say she stopped working on her business product because she was competitive in your bundle. Monica's so funny. So Monica Froze is a friend of mine. I love Monica. I've known her forever. And we're in a peer mastermind together where we like meet every week and talk about our businesses. Her and I were on a panel together that week, like when the waitlist thing was happening. And she was like, I want to be at the top of that leaderboard. And I was like, Monica, you are at the top of the leaderboard. I was like, it's basically like a bloodbath. I was like, you're murdering everybody on my leaderboard. And I told her, I was like, you're a sponsor. And she sponsors every event. And she's been that way for years. So she's a very big supporter of ours. I'm like, I'm going to make sure your stuff is seen. Like, you're a friend of mine. You are a loyal sponsor. Like, we're going to make sure you're at the top of she was already going to be at the top of the page, right? Like, anyway. And she was just like, I don't care. I want to be at the top of the leaderboard. I want to win. And that's when I started thinking, like, that's really interesting. Like, there's something about that leaderboard and the way it was updating, I think, in, like, real time. And we were sending out the updates and people were seeing the stuff in there that was engaging to people. And so, yeah, when I talked to Monica was when I was like, oh, like, I think we're really like up to something with this. And then I went and kind of looked at how much stuff had been submitted. And I think people promoted way more than they would have. And I wish I had the waitlist stuff set up so we could have seen if it reflected in sales. But we still have the opt-ins, hopefully they'll stick around and they'll come to something eventually. I don't think it's the best welcome into our community for them to opt in and not hear anything from me for weeks. But what are you going to do? So I did think that was interesting. I did get that feedback from Monica and from a couple other people. I'm telling you, there's like 5 of them that were like, there was 3 spots that were going to get extra promo. And there were like 5 people that were like, I want to be at the top of that board. And they were like really, really competitive. So I thought that was interesting. Monica was killing the wait list. Yeah, she was like, I want the #1 spot. And she's like I'm saying, she's a friend of mine. Like, she can come on the podcast if she wants. She does not need to win that contest, but that's what was interesting to me about it, was like, it wasn't that she needed the prize or wanted the prize. She's one of our high ticket sponsors, right? So she's already paid to get the stuff we were giving away, but she just wanted to be, she was like, I don't like going on there and seeing my name below people. I don't like it. I was like, I think like we're up to something with this, right? So I made a version of this that we're going to launch. Let me see if I can pull it for you guys. I don't think it's live yet, but I can pull it on the back end. I made a version of this that's actually better. This was like just one I made kind of on a whim, but I spent the last couple weeks messing with it and making kind of a better version of it. What would be the best way for me to show you? Maybe I'll just show you the sales page because that kind of has everything on it. We're going to launch it probably next week. But what I did and what I'm so excited about is we also added, so there's a challenge mode, like what I showed you guys, where people do promotion and they submit their promotion and you approve it. And it gives them whatever. You can do raffle tickets, you can do a leaderboard, you can do all of them, you can do one of them. Like it's very customizable. So you can do that. But then what I really love that I've been working on today that I'm obsessed with is we added this like challenge mode. So if you're doing a challenge, you guys know how like challenges used to be so popular. I think they're coming back this year. I think this would be fucking perfect. If you have a membership, if you have a group program, if you want to do some kind of free challenge, some kind of paid challenge, I think that this is onto something. So it would work the same. It's a little different. I customized some of the stuff on it, but you can like schedule different little assignments for each day. I set up like a long mode. So if you want to do like a 90-day challenge and there's a once a week thing, it will unlock automatically. So you can go in there and schedule their little challenge task, whatever that is. And then you can give them points for engagement. So there's a little board where they can like interact with each other. You can turn that on. Everything you can turn on or off. But I have an option where you can have like a collaboration board or a celebration board. And it's like if they post in the celebration board, they can get extra points, right? And so I think it could be really, really interesting. If they do their little challenge though that you assign them, they just go. You have the option to approve their like homework and stuff, or just let them upload it and it just automatically gives them the points. It just depends on your capacity, right? Like, I think with our stuff, with the contributors, I think we should approve it because, I don't know, some of that, I just want to be like fair, and some of that stuff, people really wanted some of the stuff we were giving away. And so we were just trying to make it fair. So Kelsey and I were approving everything on the back end. They would submit it, and then there's like an approval dashboard in the back end where we would just go through and like look at the screenshot, click the button, it would approve it, and then it would add their points on. But you could also have it auto approve if you're just like, I don't really care. Like they're getting like, what they're getting is not that big of a deal. And I think the milestones could be cool for the challenge too, right? So I also added a streak thing in there where it's like if they sign in and they do something, you can set it however you want. But you could say, if you sign in 3 days in a row and you post your journaling or post your whatever you're doing, you do your healthy habit of the day, and then you come in here and write on the celebration wall, we will give you 5 points a day. And if you do it 3 days in a row, you're going to unlock the streak point, right? And so it would unlock like a prize for them if they logged in and like took some type of action a certain amount of days in a row. So I think, I don't know. I know we've always done challenges. I know it's not like I don't know, like that crazy of an idea, but I think it's like simple to use. I think your community will like it. I'm really excited for people to use it because I'm like I'm saying, I was surprised how much I'm like, and if I can get people like Monica to do stuff, I'm like, I feel like we're really onto something with it. So that's going to be, I'm going to price a beta. If you're interested in doing the beta, I'll send it out probably, soon. It's almost ready. And I'm gonna price it 49 for a year or 97 lifetime. So I thought that was like a good kind of intro offer. Let me show you guys the sales page. It's cute. I did this, I'm calling it Point Summit. And I made some cute little new branding for it. You guys have to go see, if you're in the mastermind, you have to watch that video about quad. I was like losing my mind about the quad update, and it built this page. So let me show you if I can figure out how to transition back. So this is Point Summit. I kind of did this like blue and yellow, make every promo count. And then it has like what I thought was cool. I did this all in quad. It's all coded, but they can come in here and say, what events do you run? Oh, I do summits. Oh, I do bundles. And they'll be able to click on these and it will change the headlines like to be like tailored to what they're going to use it for, right? Because people that aren't hosting bundles and summits, but they're just doing challenges, I felt like the copy on the page would be different. So I literally put these like buttons on here and then it will change the copy, which I thought was so cool. And yeah, it's basically what I told you guys. I put Monica's testimonial on here. I was like, I like Voxer yesterday. I was like, hey, Monica, give me a testimonial, will ya? But yeah, I thought this was a cool offer. This Point Summit, the back end of it for the lifetime. If you come in here too, let's see if this is live. It might not be live right now because I'm on the preview. I wonder if I can like put the actual page up. Something else that I did that I thought was like really cool is you can actually click around the app on the page to see it. So you can see what the back end looks like and what it would look like. See, it says click around inside the app. This is real interface. I don't know if I published it yet. Oh, there. So you can see like what the contributors would see, what the board looks like. You can kind of get an idea. You can see the host. This is like your dashboard as the host when you sign on. So it'll say your total reach, how many you've approved, how many contributors you have in there. I made it in the challenge mode so you can send a link and they can like sign themselves up. So the way I would set it up if I were doing a challenge is I would have the form, they would opt in, they would get an email, and they would get the link to come join in here. And then we have like things you should do right now. So it's like 2 contributors haven't promoted. So if people haven't promoted, it'll flag that for you. I did this on ours for Kelsey. And then I was like, that's a good idea. If people are close to a milestone, it'll flag it for you. So you could like email them and message them if you wanted. I thought this was really cool. If you were doing a paid challenge, wouldn't that be cool if you could see like people that haven't interacted, you could like follow up and really give them some really good coaching. I just thought that was like, there's so many different things you can do. And then you can like approve their stuff. Also, like, isn't this cool? Like, you can see the inside of the app. I'm telling you guys, this page builder stuff, I didn't build anything on this page. Okay, this is all like Quad spit all of this out. I was like so freaking impressed by this. Let me see if the buttons at the top work now that I'm in the published version of it. Oh, it's still not working. I don't know why that's not clickable, but I'll get it to work. You guys will see it when we send it out live. And the other thing I built in Quad, let me show you guys. I'm so excited about this. My website has been ugly forever. Okay. It looked really bad. Like I made it 6 years ago and it looked like I made it 6 years ago. It was super dated. And I basically gave it some of my copy and I kind of told it how I wanted it to be. And I feel like this is like so nice. It just spit this out. It spit the code out. I didn't do any of this. I didn't drag any shit around. I love this because I hate building pages. I didn't have to like resize anything. I can't visualize anything in my head. So every page that I make, I have to just move stuff around till it looks kind of okay. I mean, I just thought this was like great. I'm going to put some more photos and stuff on here. I'm not just going to have the same photo of myself 5 times. The other thing I did that I thought was cool is this event calendar in here. Oh, this was the event. That's not what I wanted. That was like our actual event. There's this link that says like catch me live. and then you can see when I'm going to be live on YouTube. And look, I'm excited about these. I got real excited about going live on YouTube, and I planned all these little, I don't know, like topics. And I'm like going to do a behind the business, my honest Q1 review, things I love about Quad. So this is the live demo party. So I'll show you the stuff I'm using it for, because I just think Quad is like this last update with Quad, I think put them in a totally different realm. You can subscribe to the Google Calendar. You can add it to your Google Calendar. And then I also did the podcast. So there's like a little podcast there. And then I put like some of our episodes on here. Look, isn't this so nice? It has like my little quotes on here. I was so happy about this. And this did not, I literally like just took our website, our ugly website, and I copy and pasted it and I put it in there, and I was like, help me rebrand, give me options for color palettes and fonts. I picked the color palettes and the fonts that I liked. I had it, and it just spit out the code, and then I just pasted the code into here. I was like, I think the era of us building shit in page builders might be over, right? And I did redid our events page. Our events page has always been really ugly. FaithMariaEvents.com has looked like, you know. And again, it's like, these are the kind of calculations I make. It's like, is that the most important thing for me to spend time on? I don't like doing it. I know it's going to take a long time. It's probably, you know, not even going to look that much better. So I've just left it like that for years. So I'm excited. All our stuff is updated. We're in a new era, y'all. I feel like this is like our website, but elevated, you know? So if you need a website makeover, go in Quad. I showed you guys in the mastermind how I put the code in and stuff, and I'll show you guys on that live stream too. I'll just walk you through like how I'm using it and stuff. But I was like blown away by that. And I used it to make the sales page for the app. You know, in my mind, if I hadn't had that, to be honest, obviously you guys know building something like an app like that with the challenge, with all the settings and all the stuff and making sure it all works, takes a lot of time. It's not hard. It just takes a lot of like sitting there and messing with it. That's it. Like building these apps in Lovable is so easy, but you do have to test everything really well, and you have to kind of you have to be like, I like doing it. I think it's my ADHD, but you have to sit there and like mess with it and mess with it and mess with it and mess with it. And so I was so busy doing that. I feel like I probably would have just spent all my time building the app, messing with it. And then the sales page probably would have been like, I don't know, a Notion page where I was like, here, you guys buy it. With like, I did a launch like this last year. You guys remember? Like, we're in business now. Like, that could have had a real sales page, but I was like, want to work on this other stuff I'm building for the course. So it was just like a video of me being like, this is what we're going to do in the course, and like a button to go pay for it. And that's fine. But it's also, I like that you guys can see exactly what you're getting and exactly what you're doing. I keep forgetting to change the camera off. But yeah, I'm excited. I randomly went to your website today and I was like, damn, this looks so good. Oh, I'm so happy. That makes me so happy. I did all of it in Quad last night. I don't know. I'm just so excited about that. I think it's going to be great. I was saying too, I think for the bundle course as a bonus, maybe I'll do it for the people that buy the app or something. But I want to do some kind of thing that's like, if you're in an event and you need a landing page, give it this prompt. Here's how to upload your graphic, like literally step by step. And I'm telling you, it will spit out a nice page, especially if I give you guys the prompts and I figure out exactly how to get it to put the code out and stuff, you know. And then it would just be like, every time you need a new opt-in, like you're going to be in a bundle or you get asked to speak at something, you just freaking pull out a really nice looking page in like minutes. And then I showed you guys in the video, but you just toggle over to the code, copy it, and then in System and in Go High Level, there's these blocks, just like you would drag like the image block. There's a block called like code, like custom code. I think in System, it's like custom HTML. You have to do some finagling to get it to work in System, but I did get it to work. That's what the events page is on. And then in Go High Level, it's like a custom code block. It's a lot more forgiving. You just paste that sucker in there. Done. I really think that's how we're building pages now. I think drag and drop web page building is over. I think they killed it. I do. I've tried like all this stuff with AI for sales pages probably for the last year because I hate building pages and I'm not good at it and it takes me a really long time. And so I have tried every AI thing to make pages and it just has not been there yet. It really wasn't. Like I would make stuff and I'm like, this is not going to convert. I can use it, but it's not really what I want. It doesn't really look, it looks fine, but it's not like, it looked kind of cheesy. Um, this is like next level. I'm like, yeah, I think they might have like killed how people are building websites. I'm just like so excited about it. It is just working at a different level. I'm telling you. Like, I don't know. The stuff I've been able to pull out of there in the last 2 days has been just blowing my mind. You can build apps this morning in Claude. Okay, I want to make this as a bonus for the mastermind, but I don't know when I'll get to do it. So I'll just tell you guys. I made it for me, but I made an app in Claude, just Claude, like just like ChatGPT, like just I was like, I want to be able to take my YouTube transcript and I want to be able to copy it and paste it into something. I want you to take it and make it into all the different pieces of content. You guys remember I was like hired somebody to build something very similar to this and it was like such a fucking mess on the back end. It was such a pain to maintain that we ended up not even selling it. This is all coded in one app and I made it in minutes and it will take it and it will make a LinkedIn post, an Instagram carousel, text, I can't remember what else, like a Facebook post. It will make a bunch of pieces of content and it will stick it in the Airtable for me. It will stick the transcript and all of the content it made into the Airtable. I connected it with like a little, I don't know, API thing. I'm like blown away by that, like truly. And it's $20 a month. I'm like, I'm not Lovable. I pay for a lot because I'm messing with it a lot, and there's a bunch of stuff I'm building that I'm hoping someday will be products we can sell. They're a long way from like where I want them to be, but it's kind of stuff I've always wanted that doesn't exist that I'm like building right for to be able to maybe sell and use and like all this stuff. So we pay hundreds and 300, 400, sometimes $500 a month for that. Claude is $20. I'm like, and the copywriting on there has always been great. Like the email writing, I think is better on there. I've always really liked it. The only thing it doesn't do that I wish it would do is the custom GPTs. I really like being able to make you guys custom GPTs just where I can program exactly how I want it to give you the output and you can just use it right away. You don't have to do anything. You just click the link and open it. I really like being able to make those for clients. I think they're easy for you guys to use. They, I think, save people a lot of time. They don't have like something like that yet, but I'm hoping that they will. And then I'm like, we're going to move off of ChatGPT as soon as they get that done. I'm like, we don't even need it. This is like, I'm telling you guys, a whole different level. Maybe it's not $20 a month. Maybe I should look how much it costs. Maybe it's like $40 a month. I'm on the lowest one. It's not that much. Claude cost. I'm spreading misinformation. I'm the problem. $20. $20. It does have limits. If you've never used it, it'll be like, you can't put any more prompts in till 5 p.m. tonight or something. So if you're working on something and you're like, let's say maybe you have a Saturday free and you want to just crank out a bunch of work and you have all your stuff set up in Claude, it only lets you use so much credits at one time. So it will like make you, it'll be like no more, like you don't get any more credits till, after this time it will reset. That's annoying. But I also understand like they can't charge $20 and let us just use it. I mean, this is costing them money for us to use every time we put a prompt in there. We're training. I think it's going to be interesting to see what these models end up charging, because right now, the reason these are so cheap, I think, is because we're training them. So every time you go on ChatGPT and you're like, no, that's not what I meant, you're training their language model, right? But once it's trained and it starts generating its own knowledge and its own training, I don't think like the amount of electricity that a prompt takes, it doesn't make any sense for it to be $20 a month, right? It's like it costs them right now. I think for every user they have is costing them money on the front end. Um, I think it's a long-term investment. If you get people using your platform and they're married to it, then when you up the price a bunch, you'll probably stay there. All your stuff is there. You've been using it for a long time. But we'll see if I'm right or not. But right now, I'm like, this is crazy. $20? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh, thank you guys. I love the dashboard and leaderboard system. I love your bundles. I agree with you. We have to trust that people are submitting quality, and I'm not sure one page not working would make me think an entire bundle is low quality. I think, she'd never been in an event like this before, Tyra, too. So, you know, I can see if you've never been in an event like this, you've never seen this type of stuff before. I could see looking at it and being like, oh my God, like, I think what happened was I think one of her customers emailed her and was like, this stuff doesn't work. What the heck? Which you guys know how customer service is. People come at you sideways about shit all the time in the inbox. I think someone was annoyed and they went off on her and got a little pissy in the inbox. And then I think she was like, oh my God, I have to pull out. And it's like, I understand that. Like that, it's totally understandable. Like I'm saying, like, I think I totally understand that. Like, you know, yeah. I need this app. Is this a separate purchase from the mastermind? It's going to have to be separate, Lindsay, just because it costs me money to run and maintain. So, but I feel like $50 a year, or we'll do 97 lifetime. And you guys, if you do the 97, that's what I was going to show you guys before I got on that Claude tangent. If you do 97 lifetime, I made all these really cute themes. So there's like one that's like Summit Squad that is like comic book themed and superheroes, and there's one that is like a pirate treasure hunt, and like the background of it looks like a little treasure map thing, and it has like little compasses and ships. It's really cute. I made one that's like space. I don't know. Oh, I was like, oh, it's a launch. That's why I was like, why did I make space? I don't remember. And I made one that was like it's like paint splatters and stuff for like DIY people. So I made all these cute little themes. If you buy the lifetime, you get the themes as like a bonus, and you can customize the colors too. So if you want to do like yours as like your brand colors or something, I called ours like Collab Carnival, but the themes I made are way better than that. And I do have a Collab Carnival theme, but it has like really cute like elephant graphics and like big top stuff on it, and it's really cute. So you guys know me. I get really excited about like gamified things and like themed things. I'm like, yes. I recently switched to Claude, and if life feels easier, I will have stick with free chat GPT to use those bots. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the chatbots yet. If you guys find a good solution, let me know. Um, I would like to put them somewhere for you guys, but I would love for us all to just be on Claude, because I feel like that's what you guys see how much I love this. I'm going to be telling everyone to go get Claude. So I'm like, I would love if I'm telling all of you to pay for Claude that our bots were on there. But I just haven't found a way that's easy like that, where it's just a link and it's all there and it has the instructions I want and the info I want it to have. So I'm hoping I'm like, they have to be developing that, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, totally gonna do this for my son who needs a website to sell his art. Yeah, totally, definitely. Let me know how you like it. The dashboard was a great experience. Oh, that's so good to hear. We had a customer complain to us that she could not use the coupon and the page was inaccessible and it was not even our product. Right, right. So it's like, I could see if you've never been in an event like this and you get emails like that from whoever, you're like, oh my God, this event is terrible. I'm like, and I understand that. Like, as a business owner, like, she's trying to protect her customers and make sure people have a good experience. Like, I understand that. Like, it's like, it doesn't, I don't know. I just want you guys to know, like, it's okay for people not to like your stuff. It's okay for you to feel like you tried really hard at something and you're doing your best, and for someone to feel like they don't like it. Like, all of that is okay. Like, everybody gets to have their own experience, and it's okay that she feels like that. Like, it is. We don't need to convince her different. We don't need to change everything we're doing. Like, she can I'm not saying that in a snarky way. Like I really feel like that. And like I said, like I feel like Kelsey really cares about this stuff, and she's from the Midwest. So as soon as I saw that, I like called her and I was like, "Look, I'm not worried about this. It is okay. Like, if we need to make changes, we'll make changes. I will look at it. Like, it's okay." Like, I was like, I really, it's fine. It's fine that she feels like that. You can just do whatever you can to make her happy. That's our MO most of the time in the inbox is I'm like, can we give her something? Can we do something? Like, is there, if there's something, I'm always like, there's something I can do to make people have a good experience with us, like I'm pretty willing most of the time to do that, unless somebody's being real unreasonable. But, most of the time, like someone messaged me once and she was really upset the bonuses in the mastermind she didn't get to keep when she left the mastermind. And I was like, I could see that. Like, it says on the page and stuff, I went and looked, but it had said on the page, that she would get access while she was a member. But she said I was going on a trip and I was really looking forward to going through this stuff that I didn't have time to go through in the mastermind. And I'm like, I can see that. Like, I can understand that. And she wrote an email, like, kind of upset and a little, not like snarky, but she's upset. And I was like, yeah, I could see that. And we don't ask us for extra access. But then I was just like, just give her the stuff while she's on vacation. Like, I'm like, if I can give her a good experience with us, like, I'm gonna do that. Like, I don't know. That's probably not like the best business coach of the world, but to be honest with you guys, that's what we do most of the time. So, and if somebody's upset, if something doesn't work, or like there's stuff there, especially when we're moving, there's like tech problems and stuff that is our fault. And we'll send people gift cards, we'll give people, I'm like, do whatever, make them happy, right? Like, I just think that's a good way of doing business. If I can have a good experience with you and you can have a good experience with me and we're all like winning, that's how I want to do business. I always want to do business where it's like we all feel like we're winning here. Nobody feels like they're getting like screwed or taken advantage of. I don't feel underpaid and like resentful of you guys, and you guys don't feel like I'm screwing you or like taking advantage of you because I know maybe more than you. And like, I just don't want to do business like that. I think a lot of people in all industries do business like that. Matt and I pulled out of a housing deal once when we were going to buy a house from somebody, and they were just being so nasty, and they were really, really trying to take advantage of us, where they wanted us to pay. It wasn't even that much. It was like $250 or something for something that was, they didn't have the sewer connected to the house on closing day. Okay. And we were still like, we'll close on the house. You need to fix that. And they were like, well, since we have to move the closing date, you need to pay the fees for the lease office or whatever it is, the people where you do the paper. They're like, you need to pay to reschedule that. And I was like, I'm not doing that. My poor little realtor was like, I'll pay for it. And we were like, you're not paying for that. I was like, I'm not going to do business. I was like, Natalie, like, we don't do business with people that act like that. I was like, Matt and I just don't do business with people like that. That's not how, I don't want to feel like this buying my house. Like, this is a really big deal to us. It's like, I don't want to do a business deal that feels this bad. I was like, the whole thing was upsetting. First of all, the fact that they tried to sell us a house with the sewer not attached, and they totally knew that when they were selling the house. So it's like, they were trying to screw us in so many ways. And I was just like, I don't need this house that bad. Like, I really don't. And we had been looking for months. So, it would have been easy to just been like, oh, it's $250, whatever. But to me, it's like, I don't know. I get like that sometimes where it's like the principle. But it's an interesting thing to think about is like, how do you want to do business, right? Like, who do you want to do business with and how do you want to be in business? I want to be, I don't want to be taken advantage of. Like, I want to hold boundaries, but I also want to be generous. I want to be understanding. I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I want to think the best of people that are in our world. And that's kind of, I think from that place, then I'm able to navigate this stuff as it comes up in a better way, because I think all of our first reaction when you worked really hard on something, you get feedback like that is like, oh my God, like this is the worst, like how dare you, or oh my God, we have to change all our policies, we have to change all our SOPs, like this is terrible, I can't believe what, I just didn't feel like that at all. I was like, I totally see. I think she can be right and I can be right, and it's not the right. I totally believe it's like not the right event for her. If she pulls out of it, I'm like, yeah. Like for whatever reason, like she's not supposed to be in the event. This is probably like a good lesson for us to like look at some of the details here, and like it can be a win for her that she, we just let her. I'm not gonna hold her to her contract. Like we like bless and release her. It can be a blessing for us because we look at some of the details and stuff that was going on, and it's like everybody still gets to win here, right? And like I'm always saying, my brain is not naturally like positive. I have to really like put myself in that frame of mind and think about intentionally what I want to focus on and what I want to make things mean, right, as a business owner. And I thought that was just a good example. So I thought I would share that with you guys. Okay, I've been talking forever. Jesus. I am gonna go. It's 4:30. Thought this was gonna take like 30 minutes. I don't know why. I think I can do a short live stream. Thanks for hanging out. This was fun. I hope you guys got some useful things out of it. I think next week I'm gonna do a plan your bundle, or yeah, I think it's like plan your bundle in 90 minutes. So if you guys want to come, it's gonna be free. Is it gonna be free? Yeah, it's gonna be free. So I'm like, I can't remember. This is like, I don't know. There's been a lot going on. I just thought it would be fun if you want to do in a bundle, even if you're not doing it right now, you think you might want to do it later in the year. You should come because we're going to talk about the messaging and how you want to position it, and like how you want people to feel, and like the kind of branding and vibe around it. We're going to figure all that out. I'll take you through how we figure out the dates. And my goal is just kind of like you leave basically with everything planned out. So I thought that would be fun. Usually we do like around this time, I would do like a Q2 planning, but I just did the business strategy workshop as part of the bundle. And it was the 90-day planning workshop. Spoiler alert, it's all the fucking same. And so I was just you guys get it, right? I'm like, I just can't teach that again like 2 weeks later. I mean, mastermind, like you guys have it. We even did a retreat in January that was like all day. I'm like, I just can't teach the 90-day planning stuff right now. I'm going to lose my mind. We'll set some intentions and stuff for the 90-day planning and do some check-ins and stuff, but I don't want to do like a sit down workshop. So then I was like, if we're not going to do that, what's like something I do want to do that's going to be fun that we can do for the community? And I was like, well, let's do like a plan your event. I think that's something, I do think it's something me and my team are good at. Like, I know I've just been like going on about how we had all this like little drama and stuff, but you have to think also we had 80 contributors and we had 5,000 people on the page and stuff. So like, I do think we're good at events. And so I would love to help you guys. I want to walk everybody through, like kind of think through. I wanted to update the bundle course too. So I want to kind of go through that, really think about the frameworks and all that, and put together a workshop. And it's going to be a plan your bundle in 90 minutes. And I think I'm doing that next week. I'm always telling you guys things and then I'm like, I should look at my calendar because my brain don't work so good these days, you guys. It's next Friday. So I was right. Good for me. 3:00. It's probably going to be on YouTube. 3:00, 90 minutes, plan your bundle, come hang out. I think that'll be fun. Hopefully we'll do some Q&A if you have questions about your event. Like I said, we've done a lot of them. So I'm happy to give you like my perspective on things. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. I don't know how to end this stream. Let me find the button. Hope y'all have a great rest of your